So what I'm seeing lately in Sacramento, this is probably the second or third house I've had on our channel now, is taking a mid-century home, not mid-century modern, but a mid-century home, and converting it, basically going down to the studs, and creating a very contemporary home out of it. These are larger lots, so it is very easy, both width and depth, to expand the footprint of the house. And I will tell you this, they ain't cheap either. We'll get into that. Folks, thank you. My name is Alister, your host, the Mod Modernist. And while we're on the subject of thank yous, we actually have 3 agents to thank today. So this house has been listed by Grow Properties, which is Kyle Grow. And I featured his house before, so thank you. And then the 2 agents who actually granted me permission to video today for Grow, because Kyle was not around, Frank Barrios, and then Garrett Sound Tacos. Thank you very much. I cannot appreciate, I love it when agents grant me permission to video houses. It's not that easy to get permission. So thank you very much. I like it. So what are we gonna get into first? The front door, and this is why. We always start with the front door anyway, but today, I always talk about front doors. Now people get them wrong. This house got it right. Because like I said, we're going for contemporary here. It's definitely not your mom's house, as we kind of mess up with a step there, but hey, pardon me. Ready, folks? Look at that. And then the garage door too is kind of an opaque glass. So we'll get into the garage as well. And that's my step this time. There we go. And look at that front door. If you ever want to be a goldfish, this is the house to be it in. And then there's this massive, like 4 panes of glass right next to it on the front. It is brilliant. Yeah. I mean, if you have kids, it's going to be a nightmare because you know they're putting handprints all over that glass. But look at that. That is a front door of all front doors. Love it. So when you walk in through that front door, what do you see? You may ask. This is contemporary living, for sure. Now, it's not full on like you see in LA in these big massive cubes that are now building, which I do like. But it's contemporary. And look at this kitchen counter. I mean, it is just, it's amazing. I like it. So this kitchen countertop, let's get this out of the way. I'm not a fan of marble and granite. Never have been. I just don't like it. Being mid-mods, I like Formica. I really do. So I had to look in the listing, and I noticed, while I was looking in the listing, I went to do this just to do a little bit of research, but this was actually, they called it out as Carrara marble. So I went on Google. It's from Italy, just outside of the town of Carrara. And it's at the Apennines Alps, I believe is how it's pronounced. And been around for centuries. And it is famous for having very thin, delicate veins. And I will admit, I actually do like this marble. I find marble very harsh, and the veins almost look like it's going to split. This, not so much. It is just, it's really good. So I can see why they called it out, but I had no idea. So now I know what Carrara marble looks like, because that looks like no other marble you've ever seen. And it's just, so it is a waterfall. And then it's the backsplash and the countertop on the opposite side. So, like I said, this house was done about 2 years ago. So it was on the very early trend of this bronze brass finish. And what's nice about it, they've done it throughout the whole home. So they've got it right. It's not that HDTV black hardware. I know how I feel about that. So, and then again, all this is the hood. And so you've got upper cabinets or shelves, which I like. A lot of people don't. Contemporary mid-mod to me is form over function. And then this is just, it's very, very cool. It has like a Venetian plaster feel to it, which I like because at the end of the day, we've got this old school. I mean, this, I looked it up. This quarry is centuries old. Centuries old. And so when you add this like Venetian plaster look, it's kind of a, I don't know, the two work for me. They really do. Anyway, for the longest I've ever spent in a kitchen. And off for the kitchen. There's a sitting room. There's a breakfast nook. The backyard is brilliant. So as you come off the kitchen, there is another sitting room. Okay. And there is a fireplace. Unfortunately, it's been painted white. I would sandblast that and go back to the brick. Floors. We know how I feel about floors. These run standard contractor. This is the longest length, which goes from that, there's a bedroom there, all the way through this room into this room. They should run from the door and chase you out the house. They just should. But I get it. It is what it is. So let's go this room, and specifically talk about furniture today. All right. And it's nice having a microwave, or a microphone, sorry, because I can disappear and walk around. Hold on, I'm trying to find a spot so we can see what I want to talk about. See that couch? So I came in here on tour day yesterday, and this couch, the question I had was, who's your stager? Because I think it's amazing. And then there's 2 armchairs. I'll show those as well. This house is staged, but this couch and the 2 chairs have always been with the home. I don't know if they come with the home. If I was to write an offer, I would ask, can we include these? Or how much extra do you need so I can have them? But these belong to the seller. The taste is amazing. I get frustrated when I do these videos and I go into houses and you see the house and how much effort, and then you see the seller's furniture and it doesn't match. If this is your taste on furniture, you can guarantee like they nailed the taste on the house too, and they have, and that just makes me happy. And that's such a rare thing to see. I'm not gonna lie, it really is. So it's good. It's like, the curtains match the carpet. So look at those chairs, those armchairs. So if you were an offer on this house, I would hey, well, where'd you get them from? Because it's a brilliant piece of furniture. I really like it. All right, so off of, as we talked about, there's a kitchen through there, the sitting room, and then there's this guest room. All the other bedrooms on the other side. This is a guest bedroom. Unfortunately, a ceiling fan. But I have some good news about ceiling fans. But you're going to be surprised, especially coming out of my mouth. Look at that. It is just amazing. And there's just these beautiful, there's big windows. There's just a ton of light comes into every room. This I like. As I've said before, I like a contemporary house. That is not a contemporary mirror at all, kind of old school. But I like it when you start throwing in old school pieces of furniture into a home. I like it. It's very cool. See this? None of this HDTV, black and white nonsense. It matches all the way through. And I'm actually looking across, there's a garage door. And there's like an electronic clock that they've clearly done in brass as well. Thought about stuff. Now behind every door in this house, there's shelves. Again, see? Brass, bronze. It all just, I just noticed. The hinges, all the same. It just goes through. There's a lot of lights that turn on automatically in this house. This hallway, for one, being in the garage. Since we're talking about garages, and I showed you that opaque door, this is my kind of garage. Again, it's like if you went to this to do a detail to do this, what else did you do in the house? You took it down to the studs. Folks, I wouldn't worry. I really, because look, we have got epoxy painted floors. There is, ooh, I didn't even catch this. I know, see that? That is a tankless water heater. Oh, I love it when people use their brains. Look at that, no wasted space. There's another opaque window here, letting plenty of light into this garage. It is all finished, this garage, completely. There is lights, I didn't find a light switch for that, but there are lights everywhere in this garage. Plenty of access panels, get up into the roof. Workstation, storage, and there is that garage door. Oh, look at that thing. I like it. It's just got to, again, see? All this just matches. It really does. Very, very cool. So there's off of the garage, which would be the bathroom that this guest room would use. And again, look at that, lights up. See, even this, all this stuff, like how much effort does that take? You'd be surprised how many people will overlook it. And then this vanity, very mid-mod, raised, it floats. I love this look. This kind of reminds me of the real tail lights, like 1980s Mercedes Benzes. They had these ridges. The reason Mercedes did these ridges is so that when snow hits, it sits in the gaps, and you still have a tail light, so it doesn't block the light. But there you go. Useless car information on a house video, but I just love this look. That's what it makes me think of when I see those. Like Mercedes-Benz, like E-Class, 90s, 80s. Washer room. Again, this is a little lighter than the other marble, but looking by the veining, I'd say it's the same. It's coming from the same quarry. But you know, I'd be an expert on marble all of a sudden. I can't stand this stuff. Oh, look at these, the light fixtures in this house. So that there is a very, very traditional mid-century light fixture that you would see when this house was back when it used to be. So if that was kept intentionally, that's good. But I like it. And then, like I said, the light fixtures in here. Look at this. It's all like bubbles, like a cloud. And then this is your formal dining room. And wet bar, again, with the marble. Floating shelf, plenty of storage. There is, yeah, there's actually like a microwave here in the wet bar. Yeah, smart thinking. Like I said, I kind of like this. It's a good house, kids. All right, so there's that absolutely brilliant front door. And we're going to be walking across this room because we're going down that hallway. And these are very simple, basic guest rooms. But again, look at the storage, and then a full mirrored closet, which I really like. And look at these. Oh, brass, and then this glass. I like this. And they've gone with the, like, you know, they've used, even though they've got this sloping ceiling, they've used it all. Closet, hanger. And like I said, this is not a built-in closet. It's a piece of furniture. When you're bidding on a house or writing offers, your agent should be careful and notice this stuff because this is not built in. So I would always write the offer is that it, you know, to include that. Whether it is or it isn't, or it's just assumed that it is by the seller, you just don't want to move in on move-in day and have that, like, you know, Richard Pryor movement, right? Moment in the, you know, when they get to the house and everything's been removed and gone because they didn't put it in the contract. So just as a safety thing, you know, or err on the side of caution, I would just write that in because you just never know. It's just one of those things. But better safe than sorry, right? So the other bedroom, because we got a guest bedroom, 2 kids' bedrooms, and a primary. So really a 4-bedroom house. Again, it's got little stars and then they kind of reflect on the ceiling. This is just got a built-in desk, very mid-mod, a bench, drawer space, and then behind the door again. And then see, again, there's a safe. That's something, just write it into the offer that you want it and make sure you get the combination code. But that's all stuff, you know, your agent, you just go through and just really being overly cautious and careful. And yeah, just make sure you just put that stuff in so that you have no hidden surprises. This, again, is a hallway closet off of the front door. There's the front door, as I said. So bed linen. Again, look at that. That is just the world's biggest mirror, and I love it. And I love these little sconces. These are great. Again, the finishes, they just nail them every time. Now, this floor I love. I like this a lot. I like this green. Again, I'm noticing this light fixture up here. There's like a brass, bronze look to it. So, see this shower? We're going to talk about this. See that? It's a rain head, a wand, And you got a faucet because you're in a tub. So remember this. This we like. It's the one thing, other than, like I said, I'm picky about the way my floors run. But this is the only gripe, the only thing when I move in that I would actually change. I'm about to show it to you. And as we go into the primary suite, we're talking about a ceiling fan that you never thought I'd say. You ready? Remember how I said this house is pretty much all painted white? I like that. It's an all white room with a white ceiling fan. I actually didn't notice it when I first walked in the room. You could probably change me on ceiling fans if you made them the actual color, monotone of the ceiling, because it just doesn't seem that intrusive. It blends in. And again, so this has a closet there. That is a piece of furniture. It is not built in. Just again, Adrian being thorough. Just make sure you put that on the offer. And then this, oh, I'm glad I opened. Sometimes I get curious. Sometimes I actually don't open closet doors. I'm not going to lie. But that's actually really nice. Nicely done. And let's just see, since we're in a closet opening door mood, how does this? Again, see the hardware all the way through. Ah, I knew it. This, okay. As we have discussed, who is the largest retailer of Bauhaus furniture across the country? Well, globally, really. It's IKEA. This is IKEA's closets, and they have these pull-out shelves. What's nice, if you don't like how this is laid out and you buy the house, and your agent did a good job and got this included, you can always add more on. You can take this out. There's other types of drawers. There is, this one actually has, there's a tray. That's actually a shoe tray. And these are put in your winter garments, summer, whatever you're not wearing for the season. Zip it up, throw in some mothballs. Life's good. I like those. That's all IKEA, by the way, folks. I believe in IKEA, it's their PAX system, P-A-X. Again, but this is all stuff that, and like I said, here is, so they haven't used this. So there's another rod that you can use, change the layout. There's drawers. This is a pull-out drawer. There's multiple things you can do. So you just run down to IKEA and you can add more and take away as you want. Very smart thinking. Just genius. Love it. Very, very cool. And then look at this built-in. This is at the foot of primary bedroom bed. So you could put a TV in there if you wanted to. I don't like a TV in the bedroom. I like the mirror. But look at that. Very cool. All right. One last surprise for this house. Back garden. What did they do out there? Well, it's California. What do you think they did out there? Of course. All right. Sidebar. Doors. So close the door. See this handle? Okay. Do that. Door's locked. Okay. This doesn't have a little tab right here. Pull on it. This door is now unlocked. There you go. All joys. There are some doors out there where you have to lift handles up, turn the key at the same time, rub your head. It's a nightmare. But no door's built the same, folks. You ready? It's really sunny out here. So we're going to go to a shady spot and then cast the camera to the side. You get to see this backyard. Oh, I see something else I like too. That is a rectangular pool. So technically, here's some laps in it. I like that. It's a good idea. There is like a Baja Beach and then some steps. We'll get into that because what's a Baja Beach? Well, I'll tell you. And there's a cabana down there. There is a little room on the side. I haven't peeked it out. We'll see if it's unlocked. But it could just be a shed. It could be a sauna. I have no idea right now. We're going to learn together. I actually don't think it is a sauna because it wasn't listed. But look, see this? Yep, it may be the world's smallest vegetable patch, but it's raised flower beds. So that means if I lived here, I could grow my vegetables. Gosh, so much fun. It's a great little house. Well, I say little. It ain't small, especially 1.7 million. Yeah, see, this would need a ceiling fan out here. I'm standing out here and it's hot and the air's a little stale. Some movement would be nice. But let's see what's on. I'm assuming this is pool storage. There's a bench right there. Let's see what we got. I'm actually going to take a peek off camera just in case there's stuff in here. Oh, it is purely pool storage. Very cool. And some racks, tools. Kind of nice. You could, as a modification, if you wanted to at some point, probably turn this into a sauna. Just saying. What a neat house. And this is what I love. So you get lawns and you get pavers. And then what you do is you can get creative on your pavers. I love these circles. They're just brilliant. You know what else I like? This is a fun one. I've noticed this on a few houses. All of your ancillaries, pool equipment, AC, all that stuff. It's always next to where you're hanging out. So then it's just noisy. It's all down the side of the house. Out of the way. You don't see it, you don't hear it. You can actually hear your guests. Novel idea. And then the green thumb in me again. I mean, this yard's just gorgeous. Let's walk to the other side of it a little bit. But I love these privacy hedges. Nice and tall, nice and thick. There's a fence behind that. But look at that. I love it. And then there's this patio area here. You could fire pit, chairs, however you want to do it. And then there I am complaining about ancillaries, right? So this house, obviously being so large, has more than one AC, but I would relocate that. But you're actually not going to hang out here that much. I think this would be more like when you're not using AC. And oh my goodness. See, remember I talked about large lots? More than enough room to store your garbage cans and walk past them when they're not, you're not wheeling them out. There's a lot of like just stuff that back in the day that you don't get in a track home, new build today. You just don't see it at all. And for a minute there, I thought I locked myself out, but it's at the wrong slider. Whew, there we go. All right. I like it. I like it a lot. You're never going to find a perfect home. So for those of you who say, oh, you got a complaint. Yeah, always. Every house does. There is, even if you build something yourself. Let's do this. You build something yourself. Something is going to be, oh, I wish I'd done that. Oh, I wish I'd done this. Tastes are going to change during the build, which happened 2 videos ago. The kitchen was done one way, and the ADU was built about 18 months after the kitchen and the main home was done. And they went with the latest tastes and trends, and it was completely different. So it happens. There's no such thing as a perfect house. There's near perfect. That's this one. It's a lot of money. It is. We're north of 1.7 million. And yeah, this is a good one. I like it. So once again, as I said at the beginning, thank you, Grow Properties. I really appreciate being allowed to film. I love it. Thank you. It's very kind. So always a big thank you when agents, peers let me go film their listings, especially because my videos are not in puff pieces. So, but they're not that terrible either. Just a bit of honesty. So there we go, folks. Like I said, my name, Alister, your host, the Modern Modernist. Be good to each other, humans. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.